In the future, Japan is protected by orphan girls who can defeat all sorts of evil with their superhuman strength. However, a deadly gangster has a weapon to destroy Japan. Will he be stopped, or will the girls capture him? Let's find out today on Anime Recaps. We will be covering the first 4 episodes of the series Lycoris Recoil. The anime is about Lycorises, orphan girls who are trained to control violence in Japan. An intelligence organization, DA, raises the orphan girls and trains them to be assassins to eliminate criminals and terrorists. The anime starts with a cheerful Lycoris, Chisato, getting ready for her day. It's a sunny day and she is grateful for it. As she watches the news on TV, it shows a new tower named Inkuboku, which is considered as a symbol of peace, made in place of the old radio tower. After getting a phone call from her boss to urgently arrive at the workstation, Chisato leaves immediately. While she drives to work, we see how Tokyo is peaceful, safe, and beautiful. There are no dangers in Japan because the Lycorises don't allow the existence of people who disrupt the society. We witness some Lycorises killing criminals who want to promote violence in Tokyo. The main purpose of Lycorises is to eradicate the criminals and beautify the country. Elsewhere, DA's commander Kuzunoki asks Mika, a professional sniper, if Chisato has arrived. Mika says that she will soon arrive. She also reveals that a Lycoris is in danger as she is being held at gunpoint in the building across the street. Soon, the DA's operating systems are intruded and communication is breached. Before Chisato reaches the site, another Lycoris, Takina, fires at the gun dealers with a machine gun and kills them all, freeing the hostage Lycoris. Unfortunately, Takina is transferred to a new station for ignoring the orders to stand by and not shoot. The new station appears to be a coffee shop and is named LycoReco, where Takina is supposed to learn from Chisato, one of the top-tier Lycoris. Later at the coffee shop, Takina meets Mika and Mizuki, an ex-Lycoris from the intelligence division. Soon, Chisato arrives and introduces herself to Takina. Chisato, being a friendly girl, is excited to be working with Takina. After a while, Chisato and Takina leave for work. On the way, Chisato reveals that she doesn't work with the DA anymore, and she is considered a problematic child. It is also revealed that Chisato was responsible for destroying the old radio tower while defending the city from terrorists. Back at LycoReco, Mika talks on the phone with Kuzunoki about the missing guns. Since Takina fired at the dealers, the DA was not able to get the information about the guns. Later, Kuzunoki learns through his assistant about a hacker known as the Wizard of Dark Web, who goes by the alias Walnut. Realizing that he is a threat, Kuzunoki immediately orders his assistant to find and kill the hacker. Meanwhile, Chisato and Takina go to a language school and deliver coffee to a yakuza. Since Lycorises are official secret syndicate agents who protect the country, Takina is confused about doing other unrelated activities. Chisato explains that the Lycorises are supposed to make people happy and help them, which can be in any form. They should act according to the situation for people's welfare. Later, Chisato introduces Takina to Abe, a local police officer. He asks the two to handle the case of a girl named Sayori who has been stalked and threatened. Chisato cheerfully agrees. However, Takina is concerned whether this task will get her back to the DA. Chisato tells Takina that the DA uses tragic incidents as cover-ups, referring to Takina's shooting incident. Meanwhile, Sayori arrives at the cafe and Chisato starts questioning her about the stalking. As they converse, Sayori shows the girls a picture of her with her boyfriend, saying she has been threatened after uploading it. After staring at the picture for a while, Takina notices the building where she had shot the dealers. It is then revealed that Takina's incident has been covered up to the public as a gas leak explosion. Takina zooms the picture and sees arms deal in the background that went missing later. Following this, Chisato asks Sayori to send the picture to her phone as they realize that the guns didn't go missing but were already handed off. Furthermore, they get a cue that the dealers who saw the picture threatened Sayori to delete it. Chisato asks Sayori to stay with them for the night, and she agrees. Hence, Chisato goes to her place to bring her belongings and leaves Takina with Sayori. On the way to Sayori's house, Takina realizes that they're being followed by a van, so she asks Sayori to keep walking while she hides in a corner. Soon, some men abduct Sayori and put her inside the van and delete the picture from her phone. Takina stands in front of the van and shoots at the men, asking them about the gun deal. In the meantime, Chisato arrives and joins Takina in the fight. Since Takina has a good target, Chisato asks her to shoot a drone that is recording them. After knocking down all the men, Takina checks on Sayori, who is unharmed. In the next scene, the hacker Walnut talks on the phone to a mysterious man. When the hacker asks why he is related to the arms deal, the mysterious man's driver presses a button in the car and the hacker's apartment explodes. Back at LycoReco, Chisato shows the picture to Mika and asks if they can solve the gun deal case on their own without the DA's involvement, and reinstate Takina to her previous Lycoris division. Later, Mizuki receives a message from Walnut. In the next scene, Chisato arrives at the LycoReco and greets Mr. Yoshi, the mysterious acquaintance of Mika and presumably a member of Allen Institute. He gives a souvenir to her and leaves the cafe. After Mr. Yoshi leaves, Chisato loads her pistol and gets briefed about a group of armed assailants chasing the target she is after. Following this, Chisato and Takina leave the cafe and board a train, where Takina tells her about the mission details. Back at the DA, Kusanonki's assistant informs her that Walnut is dead as per the rumors. However, Kusanonki says such rumors have been spread multiple times and Walnut must be alive as usual. After the assistant shows Kusanonki the picture Chisato had sent, she realizes that they were tricked by giving a false time for the arms deal and asks the assistant to get more details. Elsewhere, Chisato and Takina are picked up by the hacker Walnut in a car who is wearing a squirrel costume. The three of them introduce each other. While they converse, Walnut explains that he wears the costume to protect his identity and be safe. Similarly, Chisato reveals that Lycoris wear a schoolgirl uniform to seem less alarming. There's a big yellow suitcase in the front seat, which Walnut claims is his life's belongings. As they talk about travel, Chisato is disappointed that she can't travel because Lycoris, being orphans, don't have family registration and passports. Meanwhile, a man with a toy robot mask named Robota talks to a driver of a white van to kill the girls if they come in their way. However, the driver, who was accompanied by more men, explains that they were unable to follow Walnut's car. Suddenly, Walnut's car is hacked and is controlled by Robota, who plans to plunge them straight into the ocean. In the front mirror of the car, the girl notices a drone following them. Wasting no time, the two girls destroy the drone, which kills Robota's feet and disrupts the connection. As the car stops inches away from falling into the water, the girls and the hacker manage to get out, while being watched by Robota's men from the bridge. Soon they hide in an abandoned building, but are found by Robota's other drone. His men arrive and attack the trio, but are soon defeated by the girls. After the shooting is over, Chisato gives first aid to one of the attackers, who warns her to go in a different direction since Robota is watching them. Just as Chisato runs to stop Takina and Walnut from stepping outside, Walnut opens the door and is shot dead. Devastated, Takina calls Mika, who asks her and Chisato to gather the corpse and his luggage and run away from the scene. Next, we see Mr. Yoshi talking to Robota on the phone, thanking him for his job. He explains Walnut's death has ended all his requests from last month. As Mr. Yoshi mentions that he will ask for Robota's service again in the future, the latter becomes excited to be the best hacker in Japan now that Walnut is dead. Later, the girls are driven in a van with Walnut's corpse and his suitcase. Suddenly, the dead Walnut speaks and rises up, opening the head mask, revealing Mizuki, who wore a bulletproof costume to make the death seem real. It is revealed that the real Walnut has been using a communication device in his mask to speak. Chisato and Takina get even more surprised when they find Mika driving the car and see the real Walnut coming out of the suitcase. Turns out Walnut, the best Japanese hacker, is a girl. Mika and Mizuki tell the two Lycoris that everything was planned. After they return to the cafe, Walnut reveals her name to be Kurumi and hides inside a closet. After a while, Mr. Yoshi arrives at the cafe and talks to Mika, asking what exactly he and Chisato did. The following day, Chisato announces the after-hours board game night and calls Kurumi and Takina to join. Kurumi immediately joins, however Takina refuses to play. Mika tries to talk to Takina, who still wants to join back the DA, but she ignores him along with Chisato. Outside Takina's door, Chisato tells Mika that she will meet with Commander Kusanonki tomorrow for her license renewal after medical and physical ability tests. Hearing this, Takina immediately opens the door and begs Chisato to take her to the DA to meet Kusanonki. The next day, the two girls go to DA, where some girls whisper behind Takina's back, calling her friend to kill her. But the truth is she had saved her friend. Chisato asks the receptionist to see Kusanonki, but she is in a meeting. While Chisato heads for her test, Takina decides to wait until Kusanonki finishes her meeting and practices indoor shooting. While changing for the physical exam, Chisato meets another Lycoris, Fuki, and indulges in an argument after they discuss Takina. Later, Chisato passes the exam, which makes Fuki furious as she is exhausted. Meanwhile, Kusanonki arrives and asks Chisato why she needs a DA license when she doesn't fulfill her Lycoris responsibilities. Chisato reminds her that she still works for the DA, robbery, but on a different scale. After this, she shows the same picture of the arms being dealt and mentions that it wasn't Takina's fault. She then asks Kusanagi to take Takina back, but the latter leaves without answering. Later, Chisato, Fuki, and another Lycoris, Sakura, indulge in a mock fight with paintball guns. Chisato has extraordinary skills and is unmatched. After a while, Takina arrives and shoots Sakura, and Chisato eliminates Fuki. After winning the fight, Chisato and Takina leave for LycoReco. On the train, Takina smiles for the first time. The following day, Chisato and Takina practice indoor shooting at the cafe's basement. Later, Chisato makes Takina play a VR game with her. She also takes her shopping in the evening. In the next scene, Kurumi goes online and finds out that there are no changes in the arms market, which means they weren't sold on the black market. She wears a VR set to walk through a virtual version of the arms deal that she made from the picture. However, she's unable to identify the main person behind it. Back to Chisato and Takina, they buy pretty clothes and the most important of them all, underwear for Takina. Afterwards, they go to a restaurant and get along while they eat. Then they go to an aquarium. During their conversation, Chisato mentions that she is looking for someone very important and wants to thank him, as she shows an owl necklace that symbolizes the Allen Institute. Elsewhere, we see Mika and Yoshi at the aquarium's bar, where Mika suggests Yoshi tell Chisato who he is, reminding him of how long she has been searching for the man who gave her the necklace. However, Yoshi replies that the Allen Institute forbids further contact with the recipients of support. After this, Yoshi asks Mika if she has been able to keep the promise, and he replies yes. Meanwhile, a man with green hair and a long trench coat walks through a train station, followed by two men carrying black duffel bags. Soon, they join the other men with similar bags. The mysterious man with the coat opens the bag and reveals guns inside. In the next scene, Chisato and Takina are heading home when they notice a lot of Lycorises, realizing there's a problem. Soon, the mysterious green-haired man and his associates fire at the train that is passing by. However, the train is only filled with Lycorises, who shoot at the man and his associates. The leader hides himself and detonates a bomb that explodes the train station, giving him ample time to run away. Outside the station, Takina tries to go towards the explosion site, but Chisato reminds her not to, as they are in normal clothes and have chances to be arrested if they use a gun. Hence, she asked her to go back home for now. At the end, while everyone enjoys their time at LycoReco, Mika receives a call about the weapons.